Hi, Kale. I'm so excited that you're coming to Tiffany's Book Bash tonight. I cannot wait to share these books with you. I've grabbed some that aren't necessarily the newest and the best books because we're going to see those tonight. So I grabbed some that I thought you would absolutely love for each of your four kiddos. So I'm going to start with your oldest. Now, you said superheroes. You said Marvel's Avengers as well as Star Wars. Now, you're talking my kid's language. My son is 7.5, almost 8 years old right now, and he has loved Star Wars and Avengers probably for the last 3 or 4 years. And so when he saw this book come out, he was so excited to be able to read it to his sister because it was superheroes. So of course I had to share it with you. This is Superhero Baby. Superhero Baby is just a cute story about a set of twins. One of them is a superhero, and as you go through, she saves everybody and everything. As you go through, you'll see some really interesting things. Like maybe there might be a villain sleeping next to you. So it is such a cute story. Superhero Baby is absolutely one of my favorites that we have out right now. So another one that I wanted to mention was our Build Your Own Sticker books. Now, Build Your Own Sticker books, we have our newest one, which is Aliens. We also have one that has to do with superheroes, and one of the more recent is actually a Space Monsters one. So check these out. I absolutely love these. I love the fact that you can pull these pages out. Their page numbers specifically, I like them because they really work with fine motor skills. So if you're really going to be starting with that writing component of schooling, anything that's going to build your fine motor skills is going to be very helpful. So Build Your Own Sticker books are fantastic for that. Now, I took a little bit of liberty because my son, again, was just like your son back when it came to Star Wars and Marvels. Please excuse if my computer moves any. My daughter is behind this and she's bouncing off of it. So please excuse me for that. But this is actually, you said random facts, and I love the 100 Things to Know About series. This is actually where my son started learning about how to read infographics. And this was before he could actually read. He would pull these books out and just pour through them, particularly space. This is 100 Things to Know About Space. It was one of his favorites, and he would tell me all sorts of space facts based on what he would know from watching documentaries, because my son is a huge space nerd. And then he would take it and share with that. He would see something that matched what he knew, and he would interpret the data that he saw in these infographics. So it's a great tool as well as super, super fun. We love that series. So 100 Things to Know About series. Another series that is fantastic is the Look Inside series. This is Look Inside, What Happens When You Eat. It's one of our newer books. I love the fact that it gives random facts as they go through, as well as just great information on how your digestive system works and how it works throughout your body, the systemic nature of it, and how that fuels your body through the foods that you eat and how you rest, what you're doing with your body. So I adore this entire series, the Look Inside series. What Happens When You Eat and Look Inside Science are two of my absolute favorites. Now you have to understand, I'm a science and math nerd. I taught middle and high school science and math for 10 years before I stayed home with my kids. So please note that most everything you hear me say is going to be something science and math based, although my son is a huge history buff. So this is Life Size. Life Size is a comparison book, and it is perfect for his age, but it will also take into account your 3-year-old's interest as well. Life Size Animals is all about how we compare ourselves to animals, because up until they're about 7 or 8, they're going to be comparing themselves to the things around them. And that's going to have much more interest to them than anything that are comparing to each other. So this happens to be the life-size toenail of an elephant, or you get to high-five a polar bear and figure out what's different between your hand and that polar bear's. So much great information in here. I love this is a giant squid eye. But the next page is always going to give you information on that actual animal. I mean, what kid's not going to look at this page and go, ah? So I love everything about this particular book and how it really relates to all of the animals that we have out there, and then how they relate it to themselves. Which also cool is this is a 12 by 12 inch book, meaning it's a foot squared, and so it relates it to math terms. There's a giant squid and it says it's 60 life-size books long, so they can compare themselves to the life-size book and find out how many life-size books they are, and then compare that to those animals that they just learned about. It's a phenomenal book. It's a great learning tool for kindergarten and first grade, but I absolutely adore it for any kids. My first kindergarten and first grade teachers are the ones that snap that up like that. Okay. Next up, your 3-year-old. I wanted to mention a couple. Now, one that I wanted to mention is our very first questions and answers. This one is probably my new favorite. This is, why should I brush my teeth? What is poop was always a big one. What are germs is a big one for me. But then there's also things like, what's a potty for? I love that it meets the child where they are, which is so important. The flaps are usually on the larger side so that they can really get their fingers in there. It's going to relate this material to animals. It's going to take them kind of outside of themselves and to really understand why brushing their teeth is so important. I have another one coming up real soon that I think you'll like too. Again, she likes dolls and stickers. You can't get any better than our little sticker dolly dressing books. My daughter is probably going crazy right now, right behind me, because she's like, oh, that's my book. So this happens to be Snow White. I love that we have some characters that are Disney characters, if you will, for princesses. I love that it's a story. It reads the story through, and I think that's so cool. And then the pages in the back have page numbers, and they're perforated, so you can pull them out and you can put them with the page that they go on. I love that these are so easy to use. My 4-year-old can do them now by herself completely. At 3, she was still having some help. So check these out. But we have so many sticker books that are perfect for their hand size. Rosalie, can I borrow your hand for a minute? Come here, let me just see your hand. They are perfectly held by their hands. It's not a huge book, but it feels like a huge book to them, so it makes them feel important. I love that. Thank you for your help, Rosalie. Okay, so this is Little Stickers Ballet. We have so many. You'll see my daughter move stickers. Same idea. The sticker pages actually come out, and then the pages that they have little stories on them. I love all of our sticker books, but we also now have little wipe cleans that are, again, perfect for that size hand. That is that 3 and 4-year-old. And they're great little wipe cleans. They do come with a pin just like our bigger wipe cleans do. Last but not least, for your 3-year-old, Once Upon a Timely is one of my favorite storybooks. It's great for doing adverbs. It's by the author of Animalie and also an animal. It is beautifully illustrated, such diversity in the pictures. I absolutely adore that. And then, of course, such a great message. I love this one, where the heroine, the knight, actually happens to be a girl, which is so fun. And then, of course, I love at the end, it says, I love you everlastingly, once upon a timely, I love to read with you beside me. So fantastic. Okay, now we're going to move on to that 2-year-old phase. We've got things like our playbooks, where you're going to have great finger trails that are going to be able to explore there. I love the fact that it's a simple page and then a page with all those animals on it, so they can compare and contrast. They can actually match up. Another new one is Lift the Flap, play hide and seek with Tiger, and you get to actually play hide and seek on each of the page. Large flaps, so you're not going to have to worry about hard to use material. Mommy. Don't Tickle the Hippo is one of our series. Check the series out. There are 4 of them. 1 second, please. There are 4 of them. I love the fact that it's that same style as our That's Not My Books. But Rosalie, honey, you're going to move this, please. Rosalie, please stop.
Yes. Get that away.
Okay. So we have these fantastic ideas. So don't tickle the parrot, you might make it squawk. What I love is the vocabulary building in here. Don't tickle the bear, you might make him growl. And the sounds are not overwhelming, but they're real sounds. Don't tickle the monkey, you might make it howl. I love it. Such a fantastic book. And then lastly, for that one, we've got Time to Brush. Time to Brush is that same All Better style.
That's mine.
Yes, it is. So they have the stickers on that first page. You get to match them in the cup. Same idea. That repetitive story that we go. And then, of course, you're going to match the stickers to the animal. This happens to be the bone for the dog. And you get to brush his teeth. We love this book in our house. Fantastic. Okay. And then for that baby, we have so many. We've got these great little storybooks. These are puppets. They have great little stories in them. And they are soft, so your older kids can play with your younger kids and they're not gonna hurt them. And then we have our fold outs. So we've always had fold outs, right? We had these awesome cardboard fold outs, which I absolutely love. I love these fold outs. They're fantastic for tummy time, gets them engaged. Now we have the softer crinkle fold outs. Same idea. You can sit them in front of them for tummy time. We have 2 of these crinkles, Crinkle Pets and Crinkle Jungle. They're fantastic. Last but not least, we have our new tummy time set. It is phenomenal. There's a little book inside. You can see the little cloth book. You can see the little ideas here that we have, the mosaics. And then, of course, it becomes a tummy time phenomenon. It has little flaps that they can play with on both sides, and there's even a mirror. I hope this helps. I cannot wait to upload this and share it with you. I cannot wait to see you tonight, Kale. Have a wonderful day. Let me know if you have any questions.